Okay, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the second last day of this Duo Destiny season, so I wanted to end the season off with some spicy teams and I'm going to showcase them here. So today's spicy team will be Shadow Palkia. That's the feature Pokemon today, and I'll be running it with the Clodsire and frail core. Okay, so let's take a look at some matches. And today, actually, in the video, I'm not going to really focus on the matches. I'm going to focus more on how to play and how to team build properly. Okay, so as you watch the matches, I'm just going to be explaining. So, what is the main Pokemon here when I'm trying to team build? So the most important Pokemon is Shadow Palkia. Now, what is good and bad about Shadow Palkia is that Shadow Palkia is very strong in terms of the attack, both in charge attack and both in fast attack pressure. So the Dragon Breaths, the Aqua Tails and the Draco Meteor are very strong. So where does it shine the most? It shines the most when the opponent has a shield disadvantage. What does that mean? That means that you need Pokemon in your front line or in your safe swap which are able to put pressure onto the opponent's shields, and that's where you get Shadow Palkia to shine. Okay, because it's very good at farming down. It's very good at basically closing out the games. So Shadow Palkia is basically like a closer in a sense. So you have to go shields down. You have to lose switch advantage in most of your games to win in order to use Shadow Palkia basically. Okay, so I basically paired it with two of the most prominent attackers, most prominent meta picks in Pokemon Go, which is Clodsire with Sludge Bomb and frail with Ice Beam. Okay, so what's the reason behind that is because so Shadow Palkia is weak against Fairy. It's basically neutral against almost everything. Yeah, so the only resistance it has are basically Wigglytuff, Azumarill, maybe Alolan Ninetales with the Fairy typing. So I need Clodsire basically to be like a poison soak, so that it's able to resist and also throw a few Sludge Bombs. And then I'm bringing in Shadow Palkia as a safe swap. What's the reasoning behind this is with Clodsire in the lead, you need frail to cover basically half of its weaknesses. So like ice, ground, yeah, basically, or psychic probably. So frail can cover both or most of these weaknesses. Okay, so the only thing it cannot cover is maybe total total ground types like Alolan Marowak in certain sense. Okay, so I'm gonna be focusing on the match. So you saw my first loss there, which is okay. So now I'm leading into Clodsire and we have Shadow Palkia at the back. So what am I focusing on? I'm just focusing on basically nuking the opponent. Nuking meaning throwing most of my hard hitting moves. He has to either shield or just take heavy damage. Okay, in this case it's a Ferrothorn, so he's taking neutral damage on Earthquake. Yeah, so basically I'm just going to be spamming Earthquakes to try and take down this Ferrothorn. Power Whip and Thunder is both resisted, so that's a good thing for Clodsire. He can fire 3 Power Whips or Thunder. Power Whip is better, Thunder is like double resisted for Clodsire. Okay, now comes the Toxapex. Okay, so when you play with a Shadow Palkia, what you're looking for is farm down opportunities, because you need to ramp up energy onto your Aqua Tail basically, and yeah, that's how you win, right? So ramping up energy and then firing off moves is what is good for Shadow Palkia. So when you can, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna look for farm down opportunities and basically opportunities where Pokemon are weak to the Dragon attack and we can farm down. So yeah, just like you see in this game, the farm down opportunity was basically with Toxapex. It's very tanky, I understand that, but it can be farmed down with Shadow Palkia, and you saw he ate a full Draco Meteor onto Toxapex because I don't know, maybe he didn't want to shield, he wanted to save the shield for his Quagsire, Shadow Quagsire, yeah. So yeah, but the problem is in this case is that we are up on energy because Shadow Palkia is just destroyed the Toxapex, and then now we are at Feraligatr, which will definitely pace a lot faster and damage a lot more because of the Hydro Cannons. Yeah. So you see the Hydro Cannon put pressure onto the Quagsire here. Yep. Okay, so what does this team have to look out for? Basically things that are totally resistant to everything, like Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz is one tricky Pokemon resistant to Clodsire or everything because I don't have Stone Edge. Feraligatr, okay, only the Ice Beam, but we're not doing stab damage, so it's not very effective, maybe about 40% HP. And then you probably need Palkia to farm down Mandibuzz because that's where most of the damage probably comes from when hitting Mandibuzz, yeah? Okay, this is a very common matchup that I see recently. So Talonflame is always entered. What's the logic that I choose to switch? Okay, whenever there's a Talonflame, there's always something that Clodsire can defeat at the back, which is exactly what I did here to draw out the Pokemon that I need to like destroy with Clodsire. So the other logic is also that Feraligatr has a better matchup into Talonflame because as Clodsire I don't have Stone Edge, so I can get to one Hydro Cannon before he goes for one fly. So before 3 flies, I can probably do 3 Hydro Cannons. So that the pacing is faster. But in this case, I draw out Morpeko, which in this case I blow out 2 of his shields, and I'm just gonna let him like farm down and destroy. Take out Feraligatr. So same thing in the strategy, I'm losing the switch but I'm keeping shield advantage, and this is a time where I can come in and basically take out his first Pokemon. Okay, he decides to swap in with Talonflame, which I'm gonna come in with Shadow Palkia. I'm gonna take the first fly. Shielded, and then I'm just gonna farm down. So before he does 3 flies, I'm able to get to an Aqua Tail. Sorry, 3 Incinerates. I'm able to get to an Aqua Tail. Yeah, and now we have a weaker Morpeko at the back. Yeah, so it's a Psychic Fangs damage. This is quite painful. Oragu actually does quite a lot, so I'm not sure why the opponent didn't go for Oragu. So actually I would have gone for Oragu if I was the Morpeko. But yeah, Clodsire coming in. Now we have a full HP Clodsire against a Morpeko. Yeah, and Clodsire versus Superior. So this is basically a winning matchup for Clodsire. I can fire Sludge Bombs while taking resisted Frenzy Plant. Yeah, Frenzy Plant still hits quite hard, but yeah, the Sludge Bomb will definitely knock out Superior before he gets to 2 more Frenzy Plants. Yep, so as you saw with Shadow Palkia, yeah, we are just looking for opportunities to farm down. The more opportunities we have to farm down, the better it is for this team. So with basically energy lead and shield advantage, that's where Palkia really shines. Okay, yeah. So you see another Talonflame lead. This time the opponent decides to play it out a little bit and can come in with his own Feraligatr. Yeah. So from now on, the video will be slightly sped up because I don't want to go into the minute details. We are focusing more on how this team is supposed to be played. So we got a shield advantage right here, right? And I'm just gonna let the Feraligatr farm down, and this is a perfect opportunity for Palkia to come in to farm down. He's not really at the next Hydro Cannon, so I can farm down. And now we have Talonflame with the first Fly or Brave Bird. Okay, so he decides to switch out into Drapion, which he's going to have to take a lot of Aqua Tails. And I know that Drapion is, yeah, so it's a win for us. Drapion is basically very frail, although it's a safe swap, but if you don't shield it, it takes a lot of super effective damage. Yeah. Sorry, not so effective, a lot of very hard hitting neutral damage, I would say. Yeah. Yeah, so recently I've been seeing a lot of Talonflame leads, which is good for this team. Clodsire, okay, so this is tricky. Clodsire into Corsola. Corsola actually loses to, Clodsire actually loses to Corsola in any shield scenario because of its resistance to Poison Sting. So we gotta switch to Feraligatr to try and draw out something. So this is where it's a bit tricky. I can't farm down with Palkia, so I'm gonna just farm down with Clodsire. Yep. So we saw Corsola, we saw Wigglytuff. I'm thinking there's something else weak to Palkia at the back, because they can't be triple strong to Palkia. So not shielding this, I'm just going for direct Earthquakes. I know I can take about 3 Nightshades before I die, so it depends on whether the opponent wants to shield the Earthquake. And now I'm coming in to farm down. Okay, and this is where Mandibuzz the matchup. So okay, we have Shadow Palkia, which is the best lead into Mandibuzz. I'm going to ramp up energy. Okay, I could have gone for Draco Meteor. I didn't know if he would shield or not, but he didn't shield, so I could have gone for the direct Draco Meteor, but then I'm switch locked into Palkia, so I don't want to be switch locked and in a Palkia with Corsola, because that is like, Corsola does super hard hitting damage. So I'm just making him waste his energy on Nightshade, and I'm just gonna be basically ending the game by firing off Aqua Tail by Aqua Tail. Yeah, so I don't want to be switch locked into something that totally beats Shadow Palkia. So that's one thing that we gotta watch out for when we are playing this team, is that Shadow Palkia, you gotta come in a situation where you are either switch locked into a good scenario, which means if you, for example, like you saw this now, I switch safe swap Feraligatr, and then the opponent takes out Feraligatr. Opponent is still safe swap. Opponent is still switch locked into the switch advantage scenario. So when I come in with Palkia to farm down, let's say a Superior or Feraligatr, I'm in switch lock, but I'm in a switch lock with a good scenario. I don't want to be switch locked into a bad scenario, and that's where it kills this team. Okay, so earlier, if I were to Draco Meteor the Mandibuzz, I would be switch locked into the Corsola matchup, and then Corsola will have energy advantage, which would then be able to take out Clodsire easily. Yeah, so the good thing, the strategy was to go with Aqua Tail. Now coming in with Palkia in this game, this is a farm down scenario with Feraligatr. 1-0 shield, and now I'm up energy. And here you see a full Draco Meteor hit onto Whiscash. Yeah, I was farming him up a little bit just to see if he catches onto Whiscash, but no, he takes a whole Draco Meteor. Coming in with Clodsire. Yeah, Clodsire can take at least one Brave Bird, and then with the Brave Bird, basically the Sludge Bomb is going to do a lot of damage with the reduced defense on Talonflame. Yep. Yeah, so that's basically the strategy on Palkia.